First thing you're going to do is open up your library folder with the videos in it. You will use this in a few minutes when you open up Premiere Pro. Next, go to the search bar, type in Premiere, open the app. It's going to take a second. When it opens up, you're going to click New for a new project. And we're going to need to tell the computer the name and where to store it. So we're going to call it Library because that is the name of the project. And then we're going to store it back in that folder, the library folder, so we can find that. So you click on Desktop, go to your Enter Communications and your library folder, double click it, and select folder. And then you're all ready to go. Hit OK. Next, we need to get our clips into the bin in the bottom left. So on the bottom, open up the Folder Explorer. You're going to click on the first clip, press Shift, click on the last one, and then just drag them into the bin. It's as easy as that. Next, we're going to get the video clips into our timeline. The timeline's on the right. So you click on the video clip. You find the one that you want first because we want to put the clips in order. You drag the first one over, drag it onto the timeline, and you have a new timeline created. And I'm going to adjust it a little bit. You can drag the double bar in the middle so you can see more of the video tracks. And I want to be able to see a wider view of the audio track. So we're going to click on that light gray line and drag it down. Next, we're just going to put the rest of our video clips in order. You just click on one and drag it over. You click on the next and drag it over. In a minute, once we get these all in, we'll trim them up. But right now, you just want to work on getting them in order. So it's a good idea to go ahead and if you have clips that you might delete, go ahead and leave those because you don't need to use them. Now, if you have a ton of extra clips, I wouldn't use them. And then the clips didn't get put in order, so I've got to find the right one that I want for my last one. And here we go. I've got it put in. And now that I have them in order, I'm going to begin trimming them. The bar at the bottom lets you go back and forth. If you click on the ends, you can zoom in and out so you can see more of the individual clips. The top part, these are called the video tracks. And then the bottom are the audio tracks. This is the playhead, and you can drag it where you want. I'm going to drag the playhead to where I come into frame. And then next, we're going to trim the clip. And when you see the red cursor, you just drag it over to where you started. And then drag the clip back over. I'm going to move the playhead to where I go into the door. And use the red cursor again to drag it down to that point. And you've just trimmed your first clip. Next, I'm just going to do the same thing over again. Drag my playhead to find where I see myself turn it on here. If you notice on the audio track too, you can see that little spike where the lights come on. Again, red cursor, drags. And if you look here, when you drag, there's a little dialog box that shows you some details about the clip. Drag the playhead to right where I come in. And if you notice that the little dialog box tells you how much you've shortened it and how long the clip is. That's what duration means. Don't forget to go in and regularly save your work. You don't want to lose it, even if you have autosave. Drag the playhead to the end, and then use the cursor to bring down the rest of the clip. Move into place. You can use the audio visualization at the bottom of your clip to help you find your spot. Red cursor, drag the beginning, and then pull it out. And remember, our goal is to use the video that we need. We only want video that's engaging and useful. So if we leave it for a little too long, it gets a little boring. Drag the scroll bar over, highlight the two clips, and if you use your two-finger swipe left and right, that will go back and forth on the timeline. On this clip, I think I put the mic on there, but then when I play it, it falls off, and so I have to redo the take. So that's okay. So you just drag the playhead to the beginning, drag the beginning of the clip with the red cursor, move the clip. Okay, watch me do it. And then I take off, and just as I'm going out of frame, we're going to trim the clip. And we're going to put the last clip in place. Almost done. Okay. So there we go. I want to watch for where I'm coming in. Red cursor, drag the clip, trim it. And then here I just want to find a spot where I'm happy that it's been up long enough, and we'll drag the cursor down. So we've got our video edited, trimmed. We've got it in order and trimmed. And now we're going to listen to the audio. It's okay to have this audio as long as it's not distracting, because that's what the scene actually sounds like. The first clip, if you put your mouse over the slight gray line in the audio track and click and drag it down, you can see the adjusted video, or audio level, I'm sorry. And we're going to drag it down to about -7. For this, since we don't have any narration, we don't have to worry about taking it down anymore. And this is just practice for today to take those lines down. Okay, double check. Going to watch it one more time. Now we're done. We're going to export. If you notice, the box in the upper left-hand corner has a blue box around it. Actually, the timeline box needs to be selected. So if you click the timeline box, it has that blue line around it. Now you can export that. The computer needs to know what you're exporting. So click on File, Export, and then Media. There's a simple setting you need to change. You change to H.264. And it should save this for future videos. So this would be the one time you have to use it. Click on the title to change the name. We're going to change this to Library Video, just so that we know what it is. And you want to make sure that it's getting exported to the proper place. You want to make sure it gets exported to our library folder. Next, you might have to drag the window up, because at the bottom are the directions for what you need to do. This little window is a little bit too big for a screen, so we're going to adjust the size, and then click on Export. And since it's so short, it should be a relatively quick process. There we go. You have exported your video. The little blue text will tell you, go back to your folder, look for your video, double click on it, and watch it. You should always double, triple check your work just to make sure it's there. And there you go. You've edited a simple video using Premiere Pro.